Yeah, I'm back. It's Joe's Home Garage. So it's been a couple weeks since I've done a video. I know everybody's missed me, my big, huge fan base, but I'm back. So had been working on the car, got it ready, um, got my new tires installed or new tires put on. Did the 2-inch drop all the way around on the springs. New front struts, new rear shocks, new control arms, got the spoiler installed. Had installed the pipes catback exhaust system, which I probably brought this up in a video before, but what a pain in the ass. And if this car didn't have this saline rear bumper and the cutouts for tailpipes, I would have just put the Jones mufflers that I bought a while back that were offset I couldn't get to work with the tailpipes I had, and I would have just put dumps on it because trying to get I know a million guys have Fox bodies with the pipes going over the axle and stuff, but it's just a pain in the ass. And come to find out, part of the reason I was fighting was the pipes going from the shorty headers to the X pipe were installed incorrectly, like out of whack, which kind of threw off the whole system. And when you're working off quick jacks and everything is literally like 3 inches from your face, it makes it really hard to see if you've got things installed correctly, turn correctly. I've never had a car that was sat this low, where the exhaust was under the car and not like tucked up in the car. So got it down. Though first of all, I had got the car, dropped it back down on the ground. Was going to make a maiden voyage, a little test around the block. Pulled the car out, scraped one of the exhaust clamps or whatever coming out of the garage, which is like 2 inches. So I knew I was going to have to revisit that. So I pulled the car out, down the driveway, down the block, and I realized I had left the trunk open. So stopped the car, got out to shut the trunk, car stalled. And what the hell? Like, I didn't do anything. I put it in neutral, pulled the e-brake. So I go to start it back up, car won't start. So I'm like baffled. I get underneath the hood, pop the hood, and started just looking around and, couldn't see anything obvious. So I pushed down on the coil wire, and jumped back in the car, turned the key, it fired right back up. And it was a Sunday, so I pulled it I said, you know what, that's good. I'll just pull it back in the garage. So I put it back in the garage, called it a day. So then next week, I don't really get a lot of time during the week to work on it. I'll come out, play with a little stuff here and there for a couple hours, but I get up real early for work. So I let it go for the weekend or for the week, and then came out Friday, went to start the car won't start. Just cranking. So start trying to eliminate things. Got spark, got fuel, and it just wouldn't start. I'm checking the inertia switch. I went through like everything I could think of, and then actually went and pulled the computer out of the parts car. And I know this car's got a chip in it, so it's been tuned at some point in its life. But I was like, let me just throw the other computer in, see if it'll start. Well, it's funny because when I brought this parts car home, it would crank and not start. It had been sitting for a while, but and I was thinking it had, bad fuel injectors, but when you would turn the key on, the fuel pump would kick on, but it wouldn't shut off. You just hear it running. And I was like, man, I guess the injectors are stuck open. It's dumping fuel into into the engine. So, I kind of left it at that, and then been robbing parts off it ever since. But so I put the computer in this car, turned the key on, fuel pump kicked on, wouldn't kick off, just kept running. So I'm like, I guess it has something to do with that. That computer must be bad, or something in that computer's bad. So, all right, that ain't gonna work. So next I get to this car had a MSD distributor, has MSD wires. It had MSD coil, 6LA box over here. Well, all that's gone now. So everybody, I put out a post on Facebook because man, I haven't touched a car with a distributor in, I don't know, 20 years maybe. So I ended up pulling the distributor out of the parts car. So I'm like, this car I think was built maybe 20 years ago, the build itself. So all these parts are probably 20 years old. But the parts car is a 92, and it had stock stuff. Now it had a MSD cap and or wires, not to this caliber, the cheaper set or whatever, but everything else was stock. Swap that into the car, wouldn't start. Did the set everything top dead center, all that stuff, same problem. But actually, I finally got it to where it would fire, but it wouldn't stay running. It's backfiring, popping, banging. Like at one time, it would sound like a gunshot. My girlfriend comes running out, freaking out, what's going on? So I ended up calling it. I'm like, that's it, I'm done. I need a break. Like, this car, from the point that I started ripping the interior out of this car, ripped the dash out, all the wires, gutted the whole thing. You could turn the key, it would fire right up. And then all of a sudden, as soon as I want to go take it for a test drive, dead. No, doesn't want to start. But pulled the distributor out. Everything in that MSD distributor was rusted. So I ordered a distributor from LMR. It's a cheap one, but it was brand new. It had 80 positive 5-star reviews. Everybody said it works great. And I'm running out of money on this project, and tax time was last week, and I'm self-employed. So this was a big hit, which is part of the reason why the car is still sitting here. So got the new distributor, new coil, came with a new TFI module, popped that in, got it. I set got the distributor set, and marked this, the balancer at 12 degrees of timing, and I could not get the timing set, couldn't get it to go to 12 degrees. And I followed everybody's videos and everything with because the TFI module was hitting the thermostat housing. It needed to go more. So I pulled the distributor out, backed it off a tooth, put it back in, got her set at 12 degrees. Car seems to be running great. Somebody's banging on my ceiling. And but then I posted a video of it running, and a couple people had mentioned that it looks like it's tooth off. So, but the car's running. I haven't taken it down the road and hammered on it yet. So I'm hoping that I'm done with that project, with that part. But I just wanted to kind of do a touch base and let everybody know what's going on with the car. Anybody that cares. I did just order caster camber plates and bump steer kit and limiters, because even though I went with a smaller tire, it's still rubbing, I guess, the inner, and I don't have inner fender wells, but you can feel something rubbing at full lock. So I'm going to put the limiters in to fix that. It's definitely got camber. It's a little hard to see on that one, but definitely you can see the camber. Well, I can see it, but on this side, And the steering wheel's crooked, so I'm gonna get that stuff all installed, and then try to line it up as good as I can to get it to the alignment shop. And then, but I need to get this car out in the sunlight to do a full video on everything I've done to the car. But I still have issues with, and I'm going to have to get some professional help, I think, when it comes to getting these doors aligned, and things like that. But the for now, like I said, see, this door's got a gap here. I can't get rid of it. I don't know what to do. I've tried everything, and then have this opposite on the other side. But we have, so it's opposite over here. So I don't know if the car's a little jacked up, or if it's the doors, because the doors came off another car, or could be anything. This car's been slammed together, with a bunch of different parts. But I figure I'll do a little quick overall. So this car, the interior was, shit, basically. It had seats from a set of 2017 that were not mounted correctly. They just drilled holes through the floor and bolted them up from the bottom. They didn't fit right. I didn't fit right. So I took the stock, everything, all this interior in this car is out of a 92. This is an 88. Redid the dash. Everything's been sprayed. Even though the seat needs to be fixed and everything, this was a gray seat, dyed black. I dyed all the interior panels black, and it has the Hurst shifter, did the white face gauges, max speeding rods, double din. It's got backup camera, dash cam. I did a little, rather than ordering a new dash pad, I actually just got some suede off of Amazon, wrapped that with suede, which was pretty easy. I did end up getting new vents from LMR, and the little horse thing up there is from LMR, just because the vents were cracked and busted, and the dash, so everything has blue LEDs through the whole car. Even in the 88s, they had little courtesy lights, which I have one of the bulbs out because I was dealing with the Fox lock, which is the next thing. And I gotta put my dome back on, which I don't know where that is. But here's the shot in the back. So the seats are dyed black. I threw some cheap eBay lap belts in it. I'm gonna upgrade those to something a little better. But I just wanted something just to throw in there to try it. But once I get the car aligned and I know it's running good and I'm comfortable driving it, I think everything's safe and good to go. Then we'll get it to the tint shop, get the windows tinted, and then I might charge the AC before that, because I can't drive a car without heat and air conditioning. But I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say for now. Pretty caught up. I had a buddy that I ain't talked to in a while, or hadn't seen in a long time. We both had GTOs that were supercharged, maybe 5 or 6 years, and we both sold our cars, both regretted it, and magically he pops back up with a notchback, black. Well, it's white, but wrapped black notchback with a coyote in it. So I may be able to get him to let me do little videos on that. I helped him do some things to it this weekend, and now all of a sudden I'm a guru. I'm a Fox body guru. So, but really all I do is watch videos and steal what everybody else has to offer. So if anybody has any ideas, comments, or anything I should do or change about the car, or if you hate the fact that it's got a spoiler on it and a saline bumper, I don't care. I don't give a shit. And eventually it's going to have some kind of front splitter and some side skirts on it. It's going to have some kind of body kit on it at some point. But This is where she stands right now, and can't wait to get it out on the road. And actually, maybe I'll bust out this GoPro. But thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe.